So when people come in, they go, "What's this then?"
If you hear people describing what empathy is, quite often people either use the metaphor to walk a mile in someone's shoes or to see the world through someone else's eyes. What if we take that metaphor and we make it literal? The Empathy Museum was born out of a collaboration with myself and a writer, philosopher called Roman Krishnarik. He approached me because he wanted to create an experiential museum. We open a shoe shop where you can come in and you can be fitted with a pair of shoes that actually belong to someone else. You encounter the voice of that person telling you a story about their life.
They're almost a bit suspicious at first, and they stand outside and they're like, well, what's going on? Suddenly they come into this box and they feel quite connected to it and the people in it.
Can you often wear shoes like this?
No.
Rain.
Never ever.
What are you guys again? Look at that.
I'm a 9.
And you can take a walk in that person's shoes.
Walk around and then come back, is that right?
Yeah, exactly.
And the intimacy of having someone talking to you while you're wearing their shoes,
Down to where the emerald
and that
says.
you're alone, and that you're on a physical journey. And it's strangely powerful.
I was really inspired by my mother putting on her makeup. When I was a kid, I used to watch my mum put her makeup on, and she used to do it really quite quickly. So I've always kind of adopted this notion of, like, you know, putting on drag shouldn't take any more than 20 minutes.
1, 2, 3.
I work with human rights and public security in my country, and I think empathy is the most difficult thing to provide. It's something that you have or you don't have. And this experience to be in other people's shoe is, I think, the most. This is, I think, the only way for you to feel how other people are, how other people feel. I think human rights is about to connect to other people, to recognize me in other people, and to, you know, the same humanity that we have.
This is a new project called 1001 Books.
These are everybody's favourite books on the shelf here, and they've donated them through a crowdsourcing fund.
And we've covered them so that you can't judge the book by its cover.
And they've written their own feelings or statements, comments about the book. You engage in these statements, and if you feel like you're having a little moment with one of them, or one of them jump out to you, or you can relate to one of them, then you choose that book, that statement.
I read this book in 36 hours straight whilst at university, skipping a whole day of classes because I couldn't put it down. Rarely have I been taken over so completely by a book. I love the feeling, and I wish the same will happen to everyone who reads it. It's a really good pitch, isn't it? And then I kind of opened it, and I recognise the title. And it's one of those sort of heavy-handed classics that I would not normally pick up. But that was Chris with a K, whoever he is, or she, has got me.
Each book has a number, and we have a website where you can then go on and see who's been reading the book that you donated.
You say what you did with it, so you can give it to a friend or a stranger, or, as it says on the wall there, you can leave it on a park bench for someone else to find. And people get a bit worried sometimes and say, well, what if it's raining? And I say, could wrap it in cling film.
We are social people, we are empathetic people, and we just need a chance to encounter that in our everyday lives. I think it's kind of needed, especially at the moment in terms of what's happening in the world.
It made me, anyway, I don't know if it works for other people, but it made me really like other people.
If people can just think about others and know what it's like to walk in someone else's shoes, then the world will be such a simple and much better place. Yes, that's what empathy is, isn't it?